Hello, everybody. Hope you all can hear me, see me. The music isn't too loud, all that good stuff. Hello, everybody in the chat. Oh, the chat's already going. I didn't even notice. I was making coffee. Memphis, hello. Vampire Monster, Set Mayhem. Vosseros, saw you leave me a comment on my Gangrel video today, which was nice to read. flapjacks, and a cuppa time. Are you from the UK, Vassaros? Right? That's what they say there? And doing good, starting the day off with my southern sweet tea. I remember sweet tea. I lived in South Carolina for 7 years. So there's lots of southern food that I miss. Still sound like a hot Nosferatu? Excellent. Or a rotting Nosferatu? That's what I go for. That's usually my aesthetic. Okay, so like I said in the beginning of the last stream that I did yesterday, there was an update, and when I turned on Night Road, it said it was updated, and it has us at our parking garage, and saying that we spent another $155 on maintenance and stuff. So I don't know if that means we're back before the chapter started, when we're in the maintenance part, before we go follow Riga to whatever it is that she wants to show us. Hello, Level Up Jess. What gave it away? Well, I don't know a whole lot about the UK, and I don't know a whole lot about the slang and stuff, but a cuppa is what they say when they're talking about tea, right? I don't know. I'm the worst. I'm like the least cultural person ever. So I'm hoping beyond hope that exorbitant fee of $1,400 something that we had to spend last time is not going to happen again. So let's just hit next and see what happens. How much money do we have? Are we severely injured and all that stuff still? You are uninjured. No Masquerade violations, although I had one the last time I had the game on, which is strange. Why do I only have $2,800? Because I bought that really expensive car. No, I bought the expensive car, the BMW. Where's all my money? Where's all my stuff? Why? Why? It has me all the way back to doing Despine. It has me all the way back at Despines. That is so bad. That's so bad. I have to do it all again. Doing the Despine thing all over again. So I'm just going to have to breeze through it really, really quickly, because we did the Despine thing already. We done did it. All of that stuff. And I feel terrible because I have the live stream running already, and I didn't want to click next in case something happened, because I can't hit the back button. So I guess you guys are just going to have to chat amongst yourselves, or I'll just, breeze through it really quick. I apologize severely, but I had literally no control over that. I'm so flabbergasted, I'm hitting my microphone all over the place. I always stay away from culture. I'm not a yogurt fan. Relatable. The update cleared the Masquerade violation. The update cleared a lot of things. Update did the same thing to you. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna have to look and see how much XP I have and stuff. Does that tell me in my inventories? I have no idea. Experience points 1, so that's nothing. What are my relationships? I never even looked at this page before. I'm so don't want to go through the whole Despine thing again, that I'm just Camarilla relationship poor, Julian relationship great, Second Inquisition hostility moderate. Sounds about right. I'm fine with that. All right, so I have 1 XP point. I don't want to buy anything. I just let's spend some more money to get some blood. And then, oh, my music just freaked out for a second. There it goes. And let's just breeze through the Despine thing. My God. Yeah, they said they were bug fixing and resetting last night. Right, which is why Jason Hill, one of the editors, told me to end it on the beginning of a new chapter, which I did on chapter 11, I think, and that it wouldn't affect the game once it updated. Or my progress, rather. But it did. It took me all the way back here. I started my new run post-update. I'm so good so far. Has me a pet wolf. Nice. You a gangrel? All right. Let's just breeze through the Despine thing. I'm not going to be looking too much at the chat just because I just want to breeze through it. All right. Moon reappears and you realize you have to decide. You don't have to decide now, but soon you'll have to decide soon. Oh yeah, about whether or not I'm picking. I'm picking Julian or Prince Leto. And like I said, for this run, I'm playing the Banu Haqim who was abandoned by their sire and then goes back to their sire because they're, I don't know. Actually, I'm just going to keep picking the same things I picked before. I'm going to pick I honestly don't know. Yep. Yeah, we see Alexander. All right, now we have to find somewhere to stay. And we're doing resolve and survival because that's our best role. So we're going to do that. Yep. Sorry, this must be so boring. All right, going to Dallas. Right. Okay. All right, then we'd be like, I missed you, and show him so much with a kiss. Gross. Yeah. Yeah, smart gangrel. I'm pausing my playthrough of this game for a little bit until I'm fairly certain that there won't be an update anytime soon. That probably is wise. Looks like you also have the nasty Nossie to take care of too. Did I? Did I? I didn't see. God damn. Yeah, great. All right, now this is when I have to like approach the club and stuff, where I have to use, roles that I'm not very smart at to do this. Do I need to feed already? Am I hungry already? I'm already hungry. All right, let's feed. Let's fade from sight and grab rats like we did last time. And I can't remember all the things we did. See if we get better rolls this time. I don't know. Let's try to do better rolls this time, maybe. Let's just play it cool and stand down or outside the cinder block like a weirdo. Let's see. Nope, that didn't work very well. I think we did 2 last time, so let's talk to the local criminals outside the cinder block. No, that didn't go well either. All right, let's just go in. I think they're just purposefully not going to go well no matter what you do. The rat didn't know who I was. Oh, God. I miss LA by Night so much, and I know it's nothing to do with them. They can't control, you know, all the crazy nonsense that's happening in 2020, but I miss LA by Night so much. That's why I keep making LA by Night videos, just to get my own fix for myself, and then I let you guys watch it. That's not true. I make it for you guys. Okay, I got Miss Tespine here. Is my hunger going to be really high again, so I won't be able to get anything good off of her? I hope that won't happen again, because that'll be real annoying. I need an introduction. So I let Millicent introduce us again. God, just go through all the dialogue things I think I went through before. Ask her for supernatural powers, which hopefully I'll be able to get this time. And talk to the bouncer, or talk about the bouncer. Agree to take care of the bouncer. It's awful. Okay, right. Last time we did, I lure him into pursuing me, then use my vanishing arts to disappear, which didn't go super well for us. But I guess we're just gonna do it again. How hungry are we? 1. We're just gonna try it again. We have 3 obfuscate, don't we? No. God. All the way back when I don't even have the penthouse or anything. This is terrible. Yeah, lure him into pursuing me. Yep. Still gonna hurt me. Ooh, toxic intel. Deliver dangerously inaccurate information to an inquisitor. I didn't get that trophy last time. Okay. Oh, he didn't shoot me this time. Excellent. So I didn't get injured this time. Is that correct? Oh, I didn't get injured this time. My hunger's really bad, though, so I'm still not going to be able to feed from her. That is unfortunate. Okay, but this time I'm actually going to get to feed off of her. Which is cool, so I'm going to read that out loud. You're not sure what to expect, but you know that you will have to exercise all your will to control yourself. You concentrate, close your eyes, and grab Despine's wrist. The hot, sweet, slippery blood of the aesthete slides across your lips. It feels like it's dancing. Hold it together. Finally, Despine yanks her wrist away, and you force yourself not to lunge after it. She rubs her bruised arm as you master yourself, then says, "Nasty little creature. But I reckon I can't expect much from a Malkavian. Anyway, let me show you the basics." Despine teaches through dance, and she drags you through complex and agonizing contortions to teach you the secrets of her blood. Your feet are bruised and bloody by the end of the lesson. My God, what'd she do to us? But you have unlocked the rudiments of how her vitae flows and how you can unleash its powers given enough time and study. After the lesson, Despine gestures to the briefcase and says, "There's everything you need." She also hands you the registration information for a motel room outside El Paso, so you have a place to stay. Right. And we read that before. And you're back on the highway in less than an hour. All right. That's pretty sweet. Now, that just gives us, like, access to the disciplines. It doesn't actually give us a dot in a discipline, which is kind of a bummer. It's kind of a bummer, I'm not going to lie. Okay. So, right. And then Julian's ghoul or whatever wants us to let her scan the stuff, and I say, "You have to pay me first." And she pays me $2,000. Okay. All right, so that's that taken care of. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the chat at all. God. Now my mind's gone back to the Fairbanks thing. You fucked on Fairbanks? You can get into the club unnoticed, just have to have high enough stats. Yeah, I probably don't. I'm like garbage. I have garbage stats. Tossing around Springfield by Night in my head as a Halloween special. Nice. Do you know when LA by Night plans on returning? Is there an actual holdup because of Corona? There is, yeah. That is why. Because of COVID, there's no plans at the moment that I'm aware of. Simpson Springfield is literally Eddie Springfield. Yeah, it's why I'm binge watching LA by Night at the moment. I want to know what happens next. Don't we all, Sharon Gray? Don't we all? My God. Hopefully when LA by Night comes back, there's more of the gorgeous Eve. That is one seriously fine La Sombra. Nora is amazing. I love her and a lot of the D&D things that she does as well. Seriously, how long has Greg been in that car now? Ages, right? I love Greg. Fucking blanks. My God. Okay. The Viper is still shut down. Graffiti covers one wall. When your headlights slice through a nearby alley, shining eyes reflect the light, then whoever was hiding there scatters, fleeing deeper into the city. When you step out of your BMW, broken glass crunches underfoot. Riga is watching you from a lamppost. She calls softly. Okay. The interior echoes with your step like the tomb of some forgotten emperor. The lights are out except the red glow of emergency exits and some track lighting around the bar. A few armadillos snuffle around the entrance to the kitchen. Right, and he's reading some book that I didn't remember before. And then we give him the information from... Now this happened... It gives us the information from Devine or whatever her name was. And now he's going to ask me about Ayla, right? Or Dove's going to... Yeah, Dove runs in and she's like, we can reopen the club. And that's fine. We have Ayla dreams again. Okay, let's read the Ayla dreams since I actually don't remember it. That day you dream of sand. Smoke rises from the twin wrecks that stain the dunes. Your albatross was merely a functional machine, adequate if unloved, but the prototype's staggering spad, your rival flew, was a thing of beauty. You have seen many wars, but never one so unlovely as this one. Your shattered legs are still healing. The jump was better than the flames, of course. This memory I don't remember having. The sand slides down another dune. The other pilot. His goggles and cap are gone, so his shaggy blonde hair, gleams in the moonlight. He sees you, draws a pistol, then puts it away. You should be dead, you say. You try Arabic, then French. I fell from horses when I was alive, he answers, and now I fall from planes. They both hurt about as much. The nearest village is 30 miles to the south. To the north. Shall we walk together? As you walk, you consider what this means. I assume that was supposed to be Latau, but I don't know, so I didn't do the accent. January 1918. Right now, revolutions are breaking out all over the mortal world because people want something better. Right, this is totally different. Existence cannot go on like this. Something new must arise in the world of the Cainites. But what? Whatever it is, you know that it will involve dreadful sacrifices as well as a clear vision of the future. What awaits you in this new century? And more importantly, can you shape it to your will? Through toil and cunning, can you create a better world for all Cainites? Through revolution? I don't know. Oh no, I got this right. I defy this false belief. The world trudges on as it always has. I don't want to sacrifice for the future. I want to live comfortably in the present. I'll say I know things will change, but I'm not a visionary, is what I will say. You shake off these strange notions of a better world and drag yourself up out of sleep. Isla's memories cling to you as the sun sets and your night begins. You wake up from your partial... you check your earnings from your partial stake in St. Basil's Hospital, then spend $155 on upkeep, maintenance, fines, and fees to perpetuate your twilight existence. Read that before. All right, what we got? We are very hungry. We are uninjured and no masquerade violations. Yippee for us. Yippee for us. 1918, is there superfluous field guns for sale? Okay, so we have $9,587. So, spend some money, get some blood. Oh god, you're right, we do have to fight Rare Moose as well. I was already gonna do that one. This is awful. This is awful. I'm gonna breeze through that one as well. There was no point. I should have not even played yesterday. There was no point. This is horrible. All right, what did I wanted to, I'm trying to get back to what I had before. Right. I don't have enough money to get the better apartment, so I can't get another level of obfuscate. Obfuscate. I have Auspex here now. And Protean now that I could mess around with if I wanted to. Can't get more blood sorcery or celerity without that extra thingy, because that's what it told me before. And I just don't have the money because I did other stuff. I did stuff backwards. I did stuff ass backwards. Oh, I'm unhappy. This is Huddy unhappy. All right. Just give me a second to mess around with this nonsense really quickly. Can I get presents? Can I get a little presents? Okay, I can. Excellent. I got a level of presence. Maybe that'll help me with my seriously, unbelievably low social skills. Oh god. Alright, let's go fight Rare Moose again. This is terrible. This is awful. Holy god. Does anyone think that Huddy's ringtone must be Tom Cruise? Show me the money. If anyone called me, Ugh, who calls anymore? Maybe my text notification alert. I love it when Huddy gets to go on killing sprees. Only Vampire the Masquerade can make a being with the word mouse in their name terrifying. Yeah, I know, right? Going Caramerola gets you so much more money. Yeah, but I don't want to. That'll be for another thing. I want to be against the Camarola, be in love with money, and then also trying to get Julian to love me again. Okay. That's the radio. Right. They tell us to go to some hotel or motel somewhere. And now we have to try and find somewhere to stay. My vampiric charm will help me bluff my way into a room at a mid-range hotel. Now we did the avoiding settlements thing last time, so we're not going to do that this time. Let's try to find an empty secured building. God damn it, I got... it's because I'm not smart. I got aggravated damage again. Okay, so... Or I guess because I drove too far to find this abandoned building, and that I almost didn't make it inside, and I got a shaft of sunlight through a broken board to give me some aggravated damage. God damn it. You are injured and suffered aggravated damage. Yep. Yep. Okay. So then we meet Prince Leto at the hotel again. And we get to listen to Leto and Julian bicker, like, you know, just make out and get it over with type of bickering. Good God. And we'll protect Julian again, like we did last time. Yep. Yep. Talk about him wanting to teleport Rare Moose to Mesopotamia. Try to ignore how hungry I am. It's not easy. What did I do last time? Right, I just drove and let them deal with it. Good God. I'm so sorry, you guys. I am so sorry. Couldn't we fight a chocolate mouse? Or a chocolate moose? Yeah, I'll say I like chocolate moose better, me too. Danger mouse. I've never heard of that. Never heard of danger mouse. Oh God, you guys. This is awful. I can handle the scanning. Yep, I can handle the scanning. Yep, and he tells me to exploit Prince Leto's love for Isla by using it against him. Stomp a few SI goons. Yep. Oh God. Ask for money, because that's what we do. And then Julian offers us... Hey, why does Julian only offer us 3,500? Last time he offered us 4,000. God damn it. Yeah, I'll take Julian up on his offer. And we're gonna fight it. We're gonna fight it. Get to the trailer, all the people are dead. We bury the dead. This is terrible. There was like no point in me at all streaming yesterday. Okay, then Rare Moose comes. Julian, what do I do? And then I got in the car, right? That's what I did last time. I got in the car and I pulled the pillar so that I could help him. And I guess this time it did not work. This time it did not work. I wasn't able to pull the pillar out. So it ends in just a few seconds with an underwhelming explosion, like a microwaved Pepsi can. When you get up, Julian and Letau are laying nearby, less injured than you had expected, but the blood on the standing stones is dull and lusterless. The rift has closed. Computer parts are everywhere. Rare Moose studies the devastation with one good eye. The other one is a leaking black wound, then turns east. Oh no, Letau says. Don't. No, stop. Come back. The elder Nosferatu sinks into the sand, beckoned toward distant lands. Julian takes out a satellite phone, opens it, and places a call. Yeah, no, it didn't work. He's moving east. No, destroy everything. Well, you know what, Julian? It worked last time. We transported him to Mesopotamia last time. God. This is terrible. This is terrible. You can't do anything else right now. Julian is pale and wasted from the sorcery he worked. Letau just fought one of the few vampires in the Southwest tougher than him, and you... This all feels a little above your pay grade, honestly. You have a headache, not from hunger, just a normal blinding headache, like when you were alive. So I'm guessing he's not going to pay us, is my guess. It's a long trip back to Tucson. God damn it. Julian turns on the TV in one of the rooms. News reports are confused, but from what... This is what I don't like, because it's hard to roleplay the story because things are different now. Even though I'm making the same choices I made before, the roles are different, or the luck of the role is different, so now it's a different backstory for my character, which is kind of a bummer. It's kind of a bummer. Julian turns on the TV in one of the rooms. News reports are confused, but from what you can piece together, dozens are dead in a small town at the Arizona-California border. You listen to panicked and confused interviews with police officers and federal agents. I assume I'll get a Masquerade violation for this. Prince Letau is on the phone in the lobby for half the night. Around 3 a.m., Carlos's maroon AE-86 rolls into the parking lot, followed by a blacked-out Sprinter van. Have you heard more? The Eagle Prince asks Carlos. They burned him to ash, Carlos says. He's destroyed. But we don't know if it was our people or hunters or Mr. Sim. Speaking of Mr. Sim, he's already gone, Letau says. You look around in confusion. Where did he go? What happened? Your sire's vanishing arts are still stronger than yours. It's a long trip back to Tucson, even knowing that you'll get paid for completing the only part of the job you needed to. Oh, God. Okay, so then we get to... Somebody cast Zeus's Fury to distract Huddy. I'm about to cast Zeus's Fury myself. Bring me the Path of the 11 Bolt. Okay, this... Alright, so we get to the club, and everything is destroyed and on fire and bloody, and... So, again, we're doing the exact same thing we did before. We're going to check the dirt and carpeting for footprints, blah, blah, blah. And then we see Alexander. And this time, I'm actually going to... How hungry are we? Hunger 2? That's fine. I'm actually going to give him blood to keep him alive and see what happens. Just want to see what happens, since we're changing everything anyway. You dig your nail into your wrist and stick the wound against Alexander's mouth. He's a pro at this. He takes what he needs to heal the worst of his mortal wound. His guts boil and crawl back into his stomach. When he's done, he's deathly pale and still in dire need of medical attention, but he's breathing more easily. I did not expect to survive tonight, the old retainer says. I still might not. So, I did my job. Not sure who I talked to about payment, but you know, I did my job. I want money! This is unfair. I had so much money when I ended the game before. Alexander laughs through gray and bloody teeth and reaches into his jacket. I was getting ready to pay you, actually, when everything went into the shit. He hands you a bloody envelope that, fortunately, didn't get shot. The money's all there. But I have something more important. Listen. We finally found where Julian Sim's headquarters were. They were here. He used Jasper Knowles' shadow sorcery to hide his entire operation, and when we found him, he had just finished his 2100 program. That's why the fighting started. Anyway, you need to get paid. That's true. The old ghoul breathes for a second, recovering his poise, then reaches into his jacket and hands you an envelope. It's bloody but undamaged. You check, the money's all there. As previously stated here, money's all there. Money's all there. But hold on, more than money. Look at this. Next he hands you a small object of glass and steel, a little smaller than a deck of cards. It appears to hold a few drops of blood. The back says 2100 program next to a little Karambit logo. Is this what people have been killing each other over? What a waste of life, or unlife as the case may be. Buddy, where is Buddy? Money me! Money now! Money please. A few things are worth dying for. Lots of things are worth killing for, a voice says. Nadia, Julian's retainer, not Julia, stands on the far side of the locked gate, her expression determined. She's wearing all black except for a poison green tudong, which I don't know what that is. I trust you will be returning it to him. Yep, what's it worth to him? Because I kind of want that money for his stupid Mesopotamia thing that should have worked, because it worked last time. It worked in that alternate reality. I want that money from him. Alright, and then she hands it to us, and it sinks into our skin, and explodes through our veins, and now we are the 2100 program. Which I remember that from last time. So, the SI's here. And, I hit the dance floor and sip a few people, right? Because I'm still hungry. Yep. I grab a little sippy sip on my way out. Take a quick sippy sip. Yep. And then, right, all of their cars are abandoned and, like, the windows are all crashed out or whatever. And we're going to take the AE-86, because that's what we took last time. Yes. Yep. Right, and we're going to try and be smart, right? That's what we did before. I used my knowledge of the street to dart down a side road no one else knows about. I'm the smart one here, after all, although obviously not. Okay. So, this time... Oh no, this was the same as last time. Okay. You turn to your parking garage. Right, I don't have the penthouse, because I didn't have a chance to buy the penthouse. So, this is crap. I hate this. I hate how everything's different. So we're asleep in our parking garage, because that's super safe. That day you dream of sunrise. Well, at least we shan't die of thirst, Letao of Bracklaw says. I shall thank God for that. You are welcome to thank Mohammed. You roll your eyes, peel off your helmet, and enjoy surprising this gangrel whelp. I have seen women before, ma'am, he says, just never so high up. You guard your emotions well, you say. I look forward to seeing how you react to the sunrise. Hiccup. Hues of red and orange are spreading across the eastern sky. Ah, Dawn, that rosy-fingered bitch, Letao says. Always spoiling an interesting conversation. I suppose you have no secret to escape it, despite your great age and wisdom. My veins are dry, you say. Well, I can't refuse you shelter, even if we are enemies, the gangrel says. His ankles sink into the sand, then his hips. Come with me, he says, holding out his hand. You take it, and the sand wraps around both of you as you sink down into the desert, just ahead of the sunrise. How romantic! In the blackness of that tomb, you consider who you are. Oh god, July 1916. Jasper Smart jumps in front of Tremere casting fire, right? I want to be smart like Jasper. Instead, I'm kind of like smart like X. Even before this pointless war began, you knew of the cruelty and venality of your elders. You had wondered if the other sects, ancient ones, held greater wisdom, but the Camarilla princes are greedy oafs, and the masters of the Sabbat are unclean monsters who rule over a night kingdom of shrieking barbarians. The laws, the traditions, the elders, their systems of hierarchy and control, all self-serving lies. Um, I'm unimpressed by the elders, but also unimpressed by what I've seen of rebellion. You check your earnings, right? Oh, and then spend that much money? Again with this crap? This is awful. This is awful. 2 hunger. But 1,100 bucks on maintenance. And I only have 9,500 bucks. That's it. That's all I have. So I'm going to go with, I need a car, but I don't want to pay a lot of money. I contact my people and secure a loaner car. And Riga's going to have to wait. Okay, it's time to call in a favor. After some hedging, you find a payphone, call the Viper, and explain your woeful situation to Dove, who used to be a courier. She's annoyed, but Prince Leto needs all the couriers he can get. Head down to the impound lot on West Franklin, she says. They're not directly connected with us, but they're okay. Pick up anything there that starts. You get out of the Viper before Dove starts extracting explicit favors. Which is fine. The impound lot is guarded by a chain link fence and the fattest, friendliest Rottweiler you've ever seen. He's even friendly to vampires. But you soon realize why there's so little security. The cars here are like props from a Ken Burns miniseries about the decline of American manufacturing. You pass a rotting Oldsmobile 88 and broken down GMC Jimmys, rusted out Ford vans, and all that's left of a few AMC Eagles. After messing around for a while, the only thing you can get to start is a cement gray 1976 Buick Century. It's got a terrible engine, you can't park it anywhere, and the interior smells like cigarettes and weed. You weren't even supposed to be here tonight. But you need wheels, so you roll the Century out of the lot. Teal 2007 Dodge Nitro. What? This is a newer SUV, but it's been completely trashed inside and out and obviously has unaddressed body and engine damage, but it starts, so it's yours. God, that sounds horrible. I may as well buy myself a car if that's the case. Do they have any good cars at the impound lot? What is the car? The car is trash, right? Okay, that's good. Glad. Alright. Let's waste a stupid amount of money. Let's waste a stupid amount of money and let's get the 1995 Acura Integra. Yep, let's get that. So we actually have a car now. That's not terrible. Oh, this is really annoying. I'm annoyed. Okay. Let's eat. Let's eat, where is it? Animals, like I did before. Let's eat animals. Speaking of animals, my dog's barking. Let's use some of our experience points, because why not? Definitely not wasting any more money on getting a better apartment, because I can't, because it's too expensive. Let's just buy some junk here. Okay. Tried to up all of my social stuff, just on the off chance I might get some better rolls coming up, if it's at all possible. My hunger is at 5, but why can't I go feed some more? Why can't I go feed more? She's going social. I'm trying. I'm trying to get, just so I have just a better chance with my rolls. It won't let me go feed again, which is annoying. It's very annoying. All right, let's go find Riga, which is the last thing that we did before. You'll have time for one final feeding and that's it. Yeah, let's finish this. Let's do it. Chapter 11, The Road. You return to your parking garage and park the Integra. Is that what the Toyota AE86 is? Is it Integra? Hunger 5 in this next mission. Brilliant. Yeah, I don't have a choice. I can't go feed. It won't let me. Like I'm only allowed to feed once or something. That day you dream of running across the desert at night. Hang on, I'm gonna see what's going on with the dog situation. I apologize about that. Okay, yeah, let's do this next mission at 5 hunger. Yeah, it's gonna go really good. That day you dream of running across the desert at night. It should feel endless, but at night the desert comes alive, and you hunt alongside Letau of Brakla. How long has it been since you fended for yourself rather than receiving blood in payment? You try to remember as you and Letau, who has taken the form of a desert wolf, coordinate to bring down a gazelle. In the moment before your fangs strike, you contemplate who you are. Just let me be Ayla. She sounds like she's having more fun. Is my microphone all goofy again? June 1917. Other Canaanites call you self-loathing. Among the Banu Haqim of the Ottoman Empire, who prize clear judgment above all things, they call you blind. But you think you understand the truth of the world, and understand how vampires violated that truth. The dead should not feed on the living. This is not a call for suicide, however, but for understanding. Every step Canaanites take causes pain. Every twilight awakening promises new horrors. The work of the Canaanites then is to walk softly, to minimize that pain, to lessen that horror. Isn't that the least they can do? These questions are... They keep asking me these questions. It is. I work to minimize my depredations, to take only what I need to survive, and to control my beast around mortals. Unless it's money. I need the money. Everything else is a minimalist lifestyle, but I just want the money. I want to hoard it like a dragon. Let me have it. You need blood, but you will never take more than you need. Your beast is a threat, but you will keep it leashed, and you will live with humility, not like some glutton celebrating her depravity each night. No, I just want to cuddle with the money before I go to sleep. Conviction gained. Kindred should minimize their crimes. Okay. You know you need to be ready. You rise early and make sure you have extra magazines for your pistol and your equipment is ready. Starving. You check the security on your small improvised living space, then climb up to the top of the parking garage. No one is watching you. It's like the city is waiting for you to move. Your car tank is full. You head for your final hunt. As you drive, you consider your future. What if I just leave town? Do I have a place in Julian's operation if I'm able to help him tonight? These past few weeks, you've earned Julian's respect, and maybe more. You're still not sure exactly what your sire is planning, but there's a place for you in that plan, you're sure of it. You have only one last question. Knowing that the SI plans to end Kindred presence in Tucson soon, how determined are you to seek blood? Are you desperate enough to draw their attention, or are you willing to let a hunt slip through your fingers to avoid drawing notice? I'm in a hunger frenzy right now. It'd be much better if I fed. This is my final chance to feed. I strike aggressively, confident that I can outpace any hunters to my destination. They want you to have a conviction. I know, because I didn't have any. Money is a conviction in this game. How do you not have it? I don't know. I don't know, but I'm striking aggressively because I'm starving. I'm starved. You don't have time to drive out into the desert, and you suspect the zoo will be watched, so you head to a sheep farm on the outskirts of town and jump the fence. Perfect, they're inside, but the farm workers haven't yet set up the security perimeter. You climb in and drain 2 sheep. You're gone in 10 minutes, but as you get back to your Integra, you spot 2 Bureau of Land Management jeeps searching the fields with a spotlight. Seated in the back of one jeep is a sniper with a Remington 700 rifle and a laser scope. Those are SI. You get out of there as quickly and quietly as you can. Riga circles overhead. It's time to go. The Eagle drifts over high-rises and low residential housing, moving generally east. I thought it said moving generally fast, and I was like, okay. You're way up in Limberlost, near the mall and the Walmart, when Riga settles on the roof of a Safeway. You reverse into the parking lot in case you need to get out fast. Isn't Safeway a grocery store? Need to get out fast and scan the cars of the pumps. It looks quiet, then you hear a faint ringing. The payphone next to the ice merchandiser is ringing. The phone continues to ring. Riga is still watching you. You answer the phone. Finally! It's Prince Leto. Listen to me, Huddy. The SI is coming for the 2100 vial, and I know you have it. What did you do with it? I hang up. Leto and the Camarilla aren't getting anything from me. I'm just gonna hang up on him. I hang up. Leto and the Camarilla aren't getting anything from me. You hang up. The moment the receiver is back on the hook, the phone rings again. A prince wouldn't stoop to begging, but who else could it be? You pick up. Hello, darling, Julian says. So first I need to apologize. Second, we need to do something about that vitae in your bloodstream. How much trouble am I in? I need to know if this vitae is going to boil my brain tonight, tomorrow night, or never. Gary Gold and him on the payphone, yeah. We need to perform a full analysis, Huddy, Julian says, as soon as possible. Where can we do it? Follow the Eagle. I gotta go. The line goes dead. You glance back up towards your car, up at Riga. The Eagle takes off, momentarily frozen against the stars before she turns south. I thought that was the Prince's Eagle. God, you can turn them out into the SI. I'm not going to do that. I get in my Integra and I follow her. That's such a bad idea. You roll out of the parking lot, still scanning for pursuit. You don't see anyone. Riga circles lazily a few times, then heads south down the North Oracle Road, a wide, divided highway choked with cars even at this hour. You know where Riga is taking you. Your heart starts to beat again as you drive, a frantic staccato rhythm. How? God. When the moon rises over the low buildings to your east, it seems so bright it washes out the headlights of the oncoming cars. You feel the desert under your wheels, or some other desert. Isla is growing stronger, and you know why. Riga is taking you to her tomb. Leto has to know what you did. I don't want to be in the Camarilla, so stop asking me. Leto is going to turn on Julian too. Maybe Julian and I should work together. He was always a visionary, even if he's responsible for the mess I'm in. I want to make it perfectly clear to everybody in the chat. I think Julian is horrible, and I would never trust him if I was actually a kindred. This is just the character I'm role-playing. Oh, thank God. Money. Julian is totes going to betray me. Oh, he totally is going to betray me. I 100% agree with you. Absolutely. But that is the character I am role-playing. Wrapped in dark thoughts, you turn off the main street, past a little computer repair store marked with a karambit, until you reach the intersection of North Acuna and West Calleganeo. Riga settles on a nearby warehouse. You can feel the weight of your own memories as you step out of your Integra and scan the dark streets for signs of a coming attack. You can feel a cold trickle of fear. You can perish tonight, you know. You haven't felt that kind of dreadful clarity in a long time. Not since the last time you were here, actually. The computer shop is locked up, but there are some odd cars in the lot behind it. You know cars, but it takes a second to recognize the Hispano Suiza Carmen and the FSO Sirena. My God, I know nothing about cars. These are just silly words in my face, means nothing to me. The former is a sleek electric throwback in gleaming silver, like something out of a forgotten future. The latter is a tiny black economy car from Poland with about as much horsepower as a riding mower. It's easier to recognize the Mercedes Sprinter, transport for Prince Letow's people, and a row of cars for Julian's, Nissan Leaf, NV 200 van, Honda Insight, and a black and gold Camaro. The vans and cars are empty, but there's a light on in the nearby warehouse. You know what was in that warehouse 10 years ago. Okay. First I mend my wounds. How injured am I? 1 hunger. Yeah, I'll mend my wounds. I can do that. First I mend my wounds. Fully. Okay. I check how quickly I can draw my pistol. I'm sort of looking forward to a fight, honestly. I am kind of looking forward to a fight, actually. I haven't really gotten to fight much at all, so I'm actually kind of looking forward to a fight. You shift your weight, getting ready for some crazy shit. Huddy, Prince Letow calls from inside the warehouse. Why don't you come inside and tell me what you did here 10 years ago? The inside has changed. The warehouse shows signs of recent mundane activity, though it's empty once again. Julian sits at the main table. He's wearing a semi-transparent plastic raincoat with neon trim over a t-shirt that says Casa Grande. Arizona designed like the old, not Casa Bonita, Arizona designed like the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo. He permits himself the slightest smile when you appear. You've definitely earned his respect, and maybe more, over the past few weeks. I doubt it. Behind Julian, several retainers and servitors, including Nadia, another retainer you don't know who looks like a legal counsel, as well as the helmeted driver of the IROC Z outside. You listen in on Julian's retainers, but they only call him Z. Letow stands with his back to Julian, an expression of calculated arrogance, staring east at a blank wall. He doesn't turn when you enter. He's clearly not happy with you. Oh, that was Julian with the outfit. I was like, that didn't make sense for the prince to be wearing that. Of course Julian has my respect. He loves me, and he's totally going to betray me. The Prince of Tucson doesn't look like he's dressed to fight. He's in a white linen suit, a Panama hat held in one hand. You recognize a few of Letow's ghouls from the Viper, but no other kindred. No Dove or the Childer of the Old Prince. There are folding chairs for you, Letow, and Julian. I linger in the doorway for a second, looking for signs of hunters. I don't want the SI bombing this whole place the second I'm in it. How is the relationships tab doing? I think only Julian likes me. Defy the traditions. Conviction. Kindred should minimize their crimes. Okay. Masquerade violations. What, for eating some sheep? Everybody eats sheep. Camarilla relationship. Terrible. Julian relationship. Great. Second Inquisition hostility. Moderate. Oh, man. Oh, God. We do need to see more Fight Club, Huddy. Claw some eyes out. Yeah, I haven't gotten to fight anyone in this game yet. Except for the white in the very beginning, but then again, I didn't even fight it. I hid. You scan the alleys and parking lots nearby, but you don't see anything. It's quiet so far. You can't linger anymore. You cross to the table and sit. Letow crosses the room and settles into one of the cheap metal chairs. It's time to settle this, the Prince of Tucson says. Julian looks more pale than usual, though you're sure he's not hungry. Letow flashes one of his friendly smiles, leans toward you, and says, Julian here still thinks I'm going to bite his head off. He does not entirely believe that I want to settle this with a discussion. I expected the Camarilla to just take what they wanted. The traditions are only conveniences and niceties after all. I'm old, Huddy. Letao says, but not so old I can't believe in things anymore. I wanted to turn my corner of the world into a place where laws meant something, where the traditions were more than what the elders wanted. I've tried to show mercy, even to you and Julian, despite what you have done and he wants to do, even now. Prince Letao's gaze drifts away again. Julian licks his lips as if preparing to strike, and indeed, those moments of distraction might be the one chance you have to stop an elder from doing whatever he wants. But you understand why Letao's thoughts keep wandering. It's the beckoning. Something is calling elders to the Middle East. It called Rare Moose, it would have called Isla, and now the Prince of Tucson can no longer ignore its call. Finally, Letao returns his attention to you and says, "Tell me, Huddy, why did you destroy Isla?" "I was young and stupid and wanted power. It still haunts me." Prince Letao sits back, his expression sad but not angry. Julian starts to say something, stops, then finally speaks. "You know she was dead though, right?" he says. "When we found her. Not slumbering or in torpor or destroyed or anything like that. Not any Cainite condition. Isla was dead, finished. Her will to live extinguished. You don't want to believe that because you loved her and she loved you, and shouldn't that be enough? But it wasn't. Isla had seen too much, and she was waiting to die. She didn't stop us. She could have, but she didn't. She let us kill her." By the self-serving traditions of the Ivory Tower, Letao should just rip you both apart by now. Honestly, maybe that's what you deserve. Instead, he just sighs and shakes his head, because Julian is speaking the truth. When you found Isla, she was finished. Vampires have immortal life, but not, it seems, immortal will. Sometimes the fire inside just dies, and nothing can rekindle it. "Julian," the Prince of Tucson finally says, "tell me, you needed Isla and Huddy, but what about the formula you've been working on?" Julian shifts unhappily. "Ah yes, the one I just accidentally infected Huddy with." "Oh," Letao says. "I was supposed to give it to her and explain what it was going to do, but then your thrall found my lab and Dove shot the place up." And you still have to see my vampire Bobby. Oh, man. I mean, you were hiding right in the Viper, Julian. "And not shooting anyone," Julian says, which is more than I can say for Letao's gang of assassins. "What happened was unfortunate," Letao says. I'm looking forward to preventing anything similar from happening in the future. There's only one real question. What will Huddy do?" He turns to face you. Julian's eyes narrow. "That sounds more like a threat than a question, Prince," your sire says. "You overestimate my opinion of you," Letao says. "Meaning?" "I've seen attacks on the Masquerade come and go, Julian," Letao says. "I saw the Sabbat at the height of their power, remember? Running riot through whole cities, and placing people in the streets, dumping them in shallow graves, and letting them run free and starving through New York and LA. Yet the Masquerade is still intact. You'll fail too." "I'm a little offended," Julian says. "Shouldn't you at least try to kill me out of principle?" You can see the fear on Julian's face, but Letao's face shows only resignation. "Huddy will be best served by rejecting your foolish plan, it's true," Letao says. "But you're not a threat. I apologize if my assessment of you gives offense, but I'm not going to kill anyone tonight. Are you?" Oh god, really bad hiccup. Julian leans back, rubs his jaw. "No," he says at last. "You see," Letao says, "we are civilized people here." He tries to smile, then his gaze drifts away again, his attention drawn by the beckoning. "I need to know more, Julian. You need to tell me what you're planning, in full." Does anyone else just want to beat Julian to death with a shovel? I do. I do. Like to Diablerize him. Like to beat him to death with a shovel and then Diablerize him. My relationship with him is terrible, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Yeah, like I said, I figured he comes off in the story as really, like, irritating and just totally unlikable, so I figured let's do the opposite of what's probably... Or I guess maybe that's just me, so I said let's do the opposite of what me would do. Since we are role-playing here. He made a reference to bloodlines. Did he? I messed up. Yeah, I didn't do the buddy. I did. I had to. All right, so Brandon, if you weren't here in the beginning, the game rewound me 2 missions back. It rewound me back the Rare Moose one and rewound me back the what was the other one? With Devine or whatever her name was, the Toreador in Dallas. And then Riga came up to me and I followed Riga, and that's where we are now. So obviously that I skipped that mission. So I guess if I didn't follow Riga, I could have gone to do the Biosphere mission, but I assumed since it told me Riga was, told me Riga was there to go do that. Julian has potential, but I think he is focusing too hard on being the bad boy teenage hacker guy. Exactly. He's completely unlikable. In the long run, the Masquerade is doomed, Julian says, speaking quickly and smoothly as if he's recited these words many times in his head. He looks to Leto as if expecting an immediate rebuttal, but the Eagle Prince is silent. The spread of surveillance technologies leaves Cainites with 2 real options. First, destroy the surveillance panopticon that increasingly surrounds us. This is tantamount to destroying centuries of technological and intellectual progress. I'm not saying it's impossible, but those who advocate it need to understand the scope of the apocalypse they're calling for. It would be a year 0 event. It would put humanity back to 1493, the date that the Camarilla, as it is known tonight, was founded. I think we may be doing Biosphere 0 after this, trying to remember. I have no idea. There are limits to the crimes even kindred are willing to commit. You would be surprised, Leto says. But if the masters of the Camarilla wanted to put that plan into action, Julian says, they would have started already. Even they balk at returning to the Dark Ages. The alternative is to reveal the existence of Cainites in a way that is staged, controlled, and maximized to take advantage of both the disintermediating power of the internet and our own personal power to control minds and shape opinion, like True Blood. I call this alternative to the 2100 program, named after the rough date that I expect the program to finish. The Camarilla itself already completed the first phase in the 20th century by taking a vibrant and intellectually curious European civilization and turning it into a bunch of sullen, war-scarred navel gazers. Thank you, Leto. Okay. I assume they mean the World War I. Have other kindred considered a project of that scope? I'm impressed by the range of Julian's plan. I'm not at all, but that's what my character certainly is. The philosophers of the Sabbat loved their centuries-long plans, Leto says, and now they are gone. They cared only for their own kind, Julian says. I'm doing this for humanity, too. The second phase requires a kind of program for predicting the behavior of people and organizations over the next century, while simultaneously guiding them. So that sounds like 2 things, Leto says. Not anymore. An example, when Leto Kaminsky, private citizen, says such and such is a business and such a business is in trouble, no one cares. But what if you say that as Professor Kaminsky of the Santa Fe Institute, or Governor Kaminsky? Then the world responds, say, there's no future in U.S. manufacturing as President Kaminsky, and that could be the end. I am familiar with post-structural critiques of power and truth, Leto says. Say something interesting, please. The program is a person, Julian says. Or more accurately, a Cainite whose baseline personality has been affected by 3 external sources. The consumption of an elder with a unique set of experience and skills, constant low-level manipulation through the mental arts of another Cainite, ooh, was that us? An interface with artificial vitae that has been modified to contain huge amounts of relevant data on human society. Was my consumption of Isla all part of his mad scheme? That does not make me feel better about my crimes. I don't say anything. Great, we are Wolverine. Yeah, basically. So Huddy here isn't just my child. She is my experiment. Your job, Huddy, your purpose, is to shape public perception for the next 3 to 5 decades, slowly revealing a larger world to humanity while keeping individual Canaanites safe. You understand, as this is what my masters tried with the Second Inquisition, right? Letao says. We tried to shape them into a weapon to wield against our enemies, and then we lost control. And now they've burned through Santa Fe and Dallas and my favorite nightclub. They both make good points. I'm just gonna try and side with Julian as much as possible. But what other choice do we have, Letao? Julian is right. We can't go back to the 15th century, and we can't maintain the Masquerade forever. Huddy understands, Julian says. This is our only way forward. Huddy can shape humanity's understanding of Canaanites for decades to come. How exactly? Prince Letao asks. Huddy's vampire mind control, man. What do you think? Julian says. I'm not inventing something fundamentally new here, Letao. I'm just using it intelligently. And we all know how smart I am. Julian, this stuff is in my veins. How dangerous is it? This would be a good time for me to lie and to say that without my help it'll kill you. The truth is that it won't do anything to you. Isla was no Methuselah, to linger in your veins and slowly take you over. My formula is no Tremere Grand Witch ritual that can burn hundreds of people to ash in a single night. Oh. It's a new facet of your existence, but not a deadly one. You dimly hear a truck rumble past outside. Riga calls from the roof. Everyone's eyes turn to you. This may anger them both, but I play my cards so I can leave the warehouse richer than editor. You know, if this was before the update and everything got messed up, when I had like a sweet amount of money and I had a penthouse and I had a nice Audi TT or whatever it was called, I would definitely be like, I want more money. I want to keep that up. But I don't really care right now because my money is garbage. I live in a parking garage. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Julian is right, I tell Letao. The Masquerade is doomed. My sire and I must work together so kindred can survive into the future. It's interesting that Anarchs, and Julian, you'll learn, is just another Anarch, often speak highly about their sense of mercy, their generosity to all kindred and kine, Prince Letao says. But every Anarch domain I've seen is in a feeding frenzy. We had a saying about my old country, heaven for the nobility, hell for the peasants. Every Anarch seeks to create a heaven for kindred and a hell for kine, whatever they profess. And sometimes the kindred burn too. Look at Z. Julian scowls as you glance toward the Camaro's driver. Oh, you didn't know? Prince Letao says. Z was Julian's first experiment with the formula. Ask him how it went. The Eagle Prince chuckles. Well, I suppose you can't. There's nothing left of him to ask. I wonder how many experiments it will take before Julian gets it right. What? Why is he just like, there's like nothing left of him in there? Like he's all like gone in the head region? Daddy's been bad. We have smarts, Sesame Street smarts. We can count our letters. Wait, count our letters. Yeah, that makes sense. Those words make sense. Yeah, my character would be all about whatever gets me paid. Yeah, I would be too normally, but it's annoying. This may anger them both, but if I play my cards or like leave this warehouse richer than yeah, let's do it anyway. Who cares? Ask him for money. Letao looks disgusted, and Julian looks a little annoyed. Still, your sire seems willing to negotiate. After a brief haggling session, which Letao ignores in favor of pacing around Isla's old tomb, Julian gives you a flat offer. $10,000. And the car, you say? You want to check out Julian's rides, and you want to make sure no hunters are lurking around outside. Not the Hispano Suiza, Julian says, but I'll let the Camaro go, sure. The Camaro IROC Z has seen massive modification, including armored reinforcement and a massive turbo boost. It's still just an 80s muscle car, but it's the ultimate representation of the breed, and maybe taking his servant's car won't annoy Julian as much as taking his. Z has no response as you examine the machine, which you guess is worth 40k or so on the black market, where you'd have to sell it since it's not really street legal. Yep, I'll take that. I've made my decision. The Masquerade is doomed. I'll help Julian's program. Give me the money. I hold my convictions very seriously. He's mind wiped. Sweet new ride. Yep. 10,000 big ones and a car I can sell for 40 grand. A mistake, Prince Letau says. He almost seems to grow larger as he faces you. One that will cause untold suffering here and across the country. Julian and his people tense, expecting an explosive fight, or attack. You know what an elder can do, but then the Eagle Prince just sighs. The fight seems to bleed out of him. His eyes again drift east. I just stay silent. I want to apologize for Isla, but I don't want Letau to explode in a rage. I'm not angry, Prince Letau says, reading your mood. Julian is right. Isla was dead. I failed her, and the world failed her, and she died. I wonder, Huddy, if the beckoning exists only to keep elders alive for a few more years, to give us an artificial sense of purpose, to sustain us for what, I wonder? That's when the explosion goes off, blasting you off your feet. I'm always prepared for this kind of thing. I draw my pistol. That'll help with an explosion, right? Because we're smart. Julian dives under the table as you pull the pistol out of your peacoat and switch the safety off. But then the shaking stops, and you notice Letau just standing there in the doorway. Still ready for anything, you step beside the prince and peer outside until you notice an apartment building a few blocks away. One corner of it is a blackened crater, and a SWAT team is already on site. Obedient little morons, Letau says. What the fuck was that? Julian cries, still nothing but a gray blur under the table. The Camaro driver Z is aiming a personal defense weapon at Letau, who doesn't seem to care. Hellfire missile fired by a Predator drone, Letau says. About a block away, where the Inquisition thought we were. They'll be swarming the building now. I see a mix of FBI infiltrated 111th Military Intelligence Brigade and local hunters. No shit? I've been dealing with hunters for a long time, Julian, the Prince of Tucson says, but you haven't. Good luck out there tonight. I'm getting as many of my people out of town as I can. You and the SI can fight over Tucson tonight. Good luck. No, not my sweet new ride. I know. Annoying. Annoying. Since you diablerized Isla, does that mean you are now an elder and can hear the call? No. No. It would lower our generation by 1, not lower it to her generation. Quick, check if our first love is safe. Is the money safe? Prince Letau hops in his Sirena and gets out of there. His people scatter. You watch Riga circle the warehouse one final time, then rise and disappear into the night sky. We're not done, Julian says. Not yet. When Letau's thralls stumbled into my operation at the Viper, I left behind the 2100 vial, which you conveniently found, but also certain computer equipment that I absolutely need if we are to complete our plan. We have to retrieve it. Maybe we can get rid of Agent Donnelly, too. Annoyed by her. We can try, Julian says. She's not just Second Inquisition. She's old school Inquisition, a veteran hunter. We'll have to be careful around her, but we can bring her down if we're careful. We'll make plans at my secret secondary base, but first... He tosses you an old Garmin GPS that he's modified. Homing device. I want you to drive around for at least an hour and deal with any tails, then head to this location. I'll explain what we're doing once you're there. So it's time to roll out. Your eyes are on the Camaro, of course. Its driver evinces no reaction as you inspect the black and gold IROC Z. Yeah, didn't get damaged. Sweet. You can have it, Julian says, but Z here gets your Integra. I'll pay the resale value, of course. Of course. I don't care. Yep, take it. Achievement, cool car. Acquire a vehicle worth more than $30,000. Yep, All it took was for me to be a greedy SOB. Letel left you hanging? I don't care. I don't care. You hand Julian the keys to your Integra. After a brief negotiation, he Venmos you $450. Then you settle into the Camaro's cabin and get a feel for the machine. So he gave us half of what we paid for it. Once you're comfortable, Julian... Well, Venmo me the 20,000 as well, please. Once you're comfortable, Julian says, we can't stay here any longer. We'll split up. Again, distract any hunters for at least an hour. Then turn on the Garmin and follow it to my secret secondary base. Woo! You roll away from the warehouse with the Garmin in your messenger bag. It's time to shake tails and dodge hunters before you turn on the homing device. Police are everywhere watching as you drive. You have to hide with your lights off when one tries to run you down. It's the Camarilla, you know. Prince Letau and Dove and her ghoul Carlos are trying to flush you into the path of the hunters. You turn back onto Speedway Boulevard and watch the apartment building as it burns, then take a left and accelerate smoothly up Northstone Avenue. You don't see any of those Buick Avenires, but you know you're being followed by multiple hunters. They're all over the city now, semi-independent vampire killers drawn in by the SI's attacks on high-profile targets. And you know what you need to do. Lure them in, then leave them in the dust so they can't follow you to the meeting site. Wait, there's one. A Volvo. You've seen it before. A hunter, not SI affiliated, but still dangerous. You need to shake that tail before you do anything else. He's a few cars back as you wait at a stoplight and not quite willing to commit to an attack right out in the open. But if he joins up with the official SI hunters, it's going to be a problem. I'm looking to leave town with the assets I have. Can I try it now? I'm clever enough to lose the hunter in the maze of alleys and parking lots I've memorized. Not really. My Camaro is faster than that Volvo. I stay calm and outrace him on a straightaway. Maybe. Ooh, I got 3 intimidation. Hang on. Where's that one? Yep. I wait until we're both on a bridge, then grit my teeth and slam into him with my Camaro, knocking his Volvo over the rail. Oh, I don't want to hurt my car. I don't want to hurt my car. But I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. You get the Volvo to follow you toward one of the bridges over the Santa Cruz River. You have one in mind that's always in a state of dire disrepair. When he follows, you accelerate until he's alongside you, then turn hard. He flinches first and turns, hitting the barrier just where you wanted him to. The Volvo flies right off the bridge in a tangle of metal and concrete and hits the ground 30 or 40 feet below with a hideous crunch. No water in the Santa Cruz tonight, sounds like. Is that all of them? You think you're done, but then you spot a Jeep Wrangler as you weave through traffic. Floodlights, winch, bullet holes. Another hunter. Weird that I never got the Hawk scene until after I did all 3 missions. Yeah, I don't know, they updated the game again. Of course, Julia just had to call it a secret secondary base and not just a secondary base, right? It's super maxi extreme ultra secret, said Mayhem. That's obvious, isn't it? What else we got? Let's do... My Camaro is faster than that Jeep. I stay calm and outrace him on a straightaway. I think my firearms isn't that awful, is it? Dexterity 3, firearms 2. That's not a terrible roll. That's not a terrible roll for me. I pull up next to the Jeep, draw my pistol, and shoot him in the head before he can react. Let's try. Let's try. Yeah, that car is fast. You're sure that hunter is armed and knows exactly how he plans to destroy you, so you don't waste any time. You rev your Camaro's engine, roll up next to him, and draw your pistol just as he sees what you're doing and pulls a Jericho 941. His shot blows a hole in your passenger door and misses you by inches. Your 3 quick shots hit him at least once in the head. He slumps forward dead onto the steering wheel. You drive away as the horn blares. You drive through town, eyes peeled. For a few moments, you think you're clear, but then you spot a Jeep Wrangler. More, another hunter. Okay, well, that's enough. I've fended off enough hunters for now. I've head to Julian's. I mean, I could try and do all of them, but I don't think that'd be a good idea. Also, is my car injured? Is my car injured? Did I hurt my car? Inventory, yes. Where's my car? My car is damaged. I have to go. Can't stay here. My car is an owie. Car is a boo-boo. Once you can go 10 minutes without trouble, you switch on the Garmin and follow it to Julian's secret secondary base. For the love of God, step on it. That's such wasted blood. Oh well, blood makes the grass grow. Absolutely. You figure out what's going on when you're halfway there. A few minutes later, you roll into your parking garage. Really? That's his secret secondary base? Is our place? A small office 1 floor up from your haven has been converted into a well-maintained apartment in a sleek and minimalist style. Julian is there with Z, his thralls, and a few technicians, all gathered around a table covered in laptops and peripherals. Really, Julian? You say, tossing him the Garmin. Your sire shrugs. Nadia takes a call, then hands the phone to Julian. Your sire listens, nods, and hangs up. I'll be brief, he says, making eye contact with everyone in turn. A computer at our former location, the Viper nightclub, has been running a calculation to determine exactly how the beckoning will influence the 2100 program over the next 50 years. It finished its calculations 1 hour ago. The room is hidden and the SI shouldn't be aware of it, but we need those calculations. Just point me at the SI. I'll tear through them. Yeah, right. Julian, this is a room full of technicians. If they engage the SI, they're going to get hurt. Ooh, I accidentally made all the text light up. Then I have good news. They're not going to, Julian says. You are. I know what your next question will be. Julian, how can I not die instantly? Good question, Huddy. The answer is that you'll use the shadow spaces Jasper Knowles built into the Viper. Shadow spaces? Nadia asks. Apparently she hasn't been looped into this part of the plan. The Tremere Jasper Knowles created the hidden rooftop Elysium of the Viper, Julian says. But he also spread his sorcery throughout the Viper. I think he wanted to make the whole place disappear in time. He failed, and in fact his sorcery is failing right now. There you go. But thanks to the partial copy I made of Jasper Knowles' cache, gained at great personal expense, we can see the shadows he wove all through the building. He turns a laptop around. It shows a 3D model of the Viper. You see the normal corridors and rooms, but also strange blurry areas, like the shadows cast by lung cancer on an X-ray. The roof is entirely in shadow, but there are other paths, too. I checked the 3D map for hidden treasure. You never know. Someone might have buried a whole bunch of cash out there. Or, like, jewels and stuff. Some pirate might have found treasure on an island and drove his ship all the way to the west coast and then got off of his ship and then walked through the desert and then buried it there. You never know. Those things happen. I'm sure of it. Quick, Robin, to the Batcave. Holy diablerie, Robin. Batman. It's still unknown what the beckoning is at this point, right? Just that it's called Elders to that part of the world. Yeah. The Primogen did a video about the beckoning, if you want more information on it. But yeah, pretty much we just think it's the antediluvians calling kindred out to the east. I'm gonna check the 3D map for hidden treasure. Because why not? Nothing. Drat. Maybe you can try again once you're in there. You spend a few minutes committing key routes to your memory. The rest of you know your jobs, Julian says. It's to confuse the SI so they chase you all over town and don't converge on the Viper. We leave in 15 minutes. Everyone checks their watches. Your DW watch says it's 3:45 a.m. Enough time for a bit of romance. I pull Julian away from the others and kiss him. Gross, let's do it. Julian's eyes glitter as you glance his way. He excuses himself as smoothly as he can, not very, and pulls you into a room full of disorganized computer equipment. Freed momentarily from the pressure of speaking to others, he relaxes and leans comfortably against you. Then he touches your face. His hands are hot with blood. Ah! His lips find yours. I love you, my darling, smears blood on you. His teeth are still very sharp. Oh my god. Well, we have to do this. Julian and I both know what we want. I pull him into the nearest bedroom and into my arms. We'll mingle our blood and passion tonight, which sounds gross unless you're a vampire, I guess. Oh my. How delightful. Your kisses grow more desperate as Julian pulls you into an unused bedroom, as opposed to a bedroom where someone is sleeping. There are no lights in here, but you don't need them. Your hands move all over Julian's cool flesh, peeling off his hoodie and t-shirt, then everything else. Your peacoat ends up beside the bed as you tangle together, a moment before your fangs find veins. Your vitae mingles, swirls in knots of passion as your dead hearts start to beat. Oh, romantic. Oh, romance. Messing with your sire's hardware? Oh, Huddy. Have to get in some action somewhere. This has been a really difficult, 6 weeks or however long we've been in Tucson? That was dangerous, you realize, as you lie beside Julian in a daze. You feel weakened, enervated, I don't know that word, and strangely compelled. You have tasted Julian's blood twice now. You know that it's the third time that damns you, that locks you into the blood bond with another vampire. But even now, you feel a deep artificial compulsion, stronger than whatever feelings you really have for Julian. Perhaps among Cainites there can be no true equality, as your sire certainly got the better of that exchange. Right now, lying next to you, he feels alive. His skin glistens and his chest rises and falls as he breathes because he activated Blush of Life. Only slowly, as you both remember what lies ahead, does he grow still and quiet again. Finally, he says, "We're not done yet, Huddy." He tosses you your peacoat, kisses you one last time, and slips out, a smear of blood on his lips. When you return to the table with the laptops, Julian's people are all gone. Only Julian remains. "We'll start at the end," your sire says. The door code to the processing room is 9851. We're right back to business, huh? 9851. There'll be a laptop inside. Password, why god, Tengahammalamlam 1972. Transfer everything to the thumb drive. He tosses you a USB. If that doesn't work for any reason, just take the whole laptop, then get to the roof. I'll be waiting for you with a way out. But to start, just follow me. If we pick up a tail, I'll break off and lure them away. You need to keep moving. I'll see you up at top, okay? Man, just right back to business. Fade to black, fade to black. Was it fade to black? And they form the beast with two backs. That's right. The moment when you become the Heather. Nobody has the Thrall achievement. Huddy is so close. Oh, is that when we have the blood bond? When you get a blood bond? Julian hops into the Hispano Suiza and rolls out. You follow the ridiculous silver hypercar through town. It's not 2 minutes before you pick up another tail. It's Agent Donati in her 1963 Ford Fairlane, followed by two Buick Avenires. Ahead of you, the Hispano Suiza blows through a red light. One of the Buicks gives chase and Donati falls away back, trying to keep both your Camaro and the electric hypercar in sight. That leaves you with the remaining Buick. You glance at your pursuer. The windows are rolled down. Both driver and passenger are in full body armor. I'll just leave. My Camaro's faster than that Buick. I stay calm and outrace them on the straightaway. Oh god, the hiccups are getting really bad. The Buick follows you for 2 blocks, looking for a chance to strike. The moment you reach one of Tucson's big, beautiful 6-lane roads, you slam the accelerator. The SI agents don't have a chance. Their SUV follows you for maybe 100 feet, then they barely avoid a collision with a Honda Odyssey and lurch to a halt. You won't see them again, though Donati is still out there. How hungry am I, by the way? I shouldn't be hungry. I'm so hungry! Give me Agent Donati. Give her to me. The Viper is dark. Its parking lot empty except for a few police cruisers, militia vehicles, and those big Buicks. You park facing the Viper. You know the exact route you're going to take to the processing room. And you're pretty sure you know how to get in without getting sniped or swarmed. Green laser sights glitter in the darkness. The main door is open to allow regular agents quick access in or out, though it's always guarded by at least 2 people. Only a single agent watches the glass VIP door. There are patrols to watch the locked side doors, but you might be able to smash through a lock before they notice you. You count several snipers on the roof, plus regular patrols at ground level. Whatever you do, you can't waste time. You hear sirens all over the city, and they're converging on the Viper. Okay, well, I can't use any of my abilities because I'm in a hunger frenzy at the moment. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm in a hunger frenzy right now. I drive the car right up to the main entrance so quickly and nimbly that the guards can't react, then roll inside. That sounds like fun. Let's do that. That sounds hilarious. You bide your time, waiting for the perfect opening, then hit the gas and hold onto the wheel with both hands. The guards see you, but there's some confusion about whether they can open fire. They're still confused when you skid to a halt outside. You open the passenger door, I assume, and roll right up to the main door. You yank your hand away as a ricochet hits the door. The shot missed, but they're coordinating a counterattack. But they aren't fast enough. You slam the door. Whoops. They know where you are, of course, and they'll follow you through in seconds. You scan the deserted main dance floor of the Viper, which is illuminated only by dim red emergency lights. A few guards stand around the bar, armed with shotguns or assault rifles. You slip past the nearest pair of guards who are listening to radio chatter and head up the steps that lead to one of the platforms above the main floor. When you're about halfway up, Donati's 1963 Ford Fairlane crashes through the VIP entrance in a shower of glass. Copycat. The Fairlane skids to a halt. She jumps out, armed with a flamethrower and a flare gun, and says, "The target is here! Find it and destroy it!" God, what a psycho. Agents scramble to hunt you down. You retreat into one of Jasper Knoll's shadow rooms to catch your breath and get your bearings. The processing room and most of Julian's once secret headquarters is upstairs, just below the rooftop Elysium. You start heading that way, using the strange shadow paths as often as you can, when you spot the shimmer of green lasers and hear Donati's voice up ahead. "Julian's creature is heading for the computer center we found." How does she know about Julian? "Man, we still can't get into that area," another voice says. "We've had problems with—" "I don't care what you can't do," she says. "Set up a cordon around that entire zone. Don't let Julian or his servants in. Destroy anything you don't recognize." "Yes, ma'am." You peek around the corner and watch her pass you, followed by 4 FBI agents in full body armor, toting shotguns, axes, and flamethrowers. The big woman herself is equipped with a flamethrower and several flare guns. It'd be a really great time to use Obfuscate, but I can't. You head for Julian's secret HQ, but it's completely surrounded by guards with rifles and Phoenix badges. The infiltrated 111th Military Intelligence Brigade. You're going to have to lure some of them off before trying to get inside, and you can feel other agents closing in on you. You need to act now. This is bad. I head for one of the Viper's monitoring stations. There I can use my brains and investigative skills to figure out how the guards patrol. Yeah. Yep. I'm really smart. I'm so smart. The Fast, Furious, the Huddy. Yep, that's me. Where's Jason Carl when you need him to narrate your beast? My beast would just be like, "I'm so hungry. Lay off me. I'm starving." I don't know what my beast would sound like. Or my beast would probably sound like Isla or whatever. Oh, God. Dexterity. Intelligence. Not investigation, technology. Christ. It's not a terrible roll, but... It's not a terrible roll. Aha! I'll have to be patient to set up an ambush, but I get into position and shoot down a few agents. But I want to eat them. They'll just alert everyone to where I am, but resolve firearms is definitely the best roll I have. God. Alright. You can't get into a running gun battle, but if you're patient, you might be able to set up an ambush that doesn't turn into a shooting war you can't win. You spend most of an hour preparing your ambush, looking for a place to strike where you can't get surrounded or overwhelmed. You see what looks like the perfect opportunity when two Tucson police officers get separated. But before you can set up an ambush, they slip around a corner. You creep forward, but then the police turn and open fire, forcing you back. Bullets zip around your head as you sprint down the hall until you lose them. You spot soldiers with rifles heading toward you and hurry back the way you came, but then, as you dart around the corner, Agent Donati, her agents are behind her. You freeze. "Gotcha, Huddy," she says, and charges. The force of the impact knocks you through a wall. You land in a battered heap. You recognize that power. Agent Donati is a ghoul. "You little parasite," she says as you stumble to your feet in a shower of plaster. "I've hunted creatures like you for America since before there was an America. I followed them from Rome to the New World. I've been the Inquisition in this country for 100 years. And do you know what I want to do to you, Huddy? I want to put a spike in your brain and strap you to a wall with all the others. I'd like to feed on you and take your strength so I can keep destroying vampires. Unfortunately, though, you're too much of a nuisance, so I'm just gonna destroy you." When she charges again, you step back into one of Jasper Knoll's shadows. She runs right past you, but you know she'll find you in just a few seconds. You duck back around the corner and keep moving. That was pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. Sweet new ride in a wad of cash. You need to kiss, hug, and keep safe. It's good. Yeah. It's a good reason to skip town. But a few minutes later, you hear a voice in the adjoining room. "Ma'am, we've lost contact with Team Guernamans, and Team Titurel is pinned down south of our position. Our external assets are only supposed to monitor the targets," Agent Donati says. "Team Guernamaz has been attacked by Kaminsky's people," the other voice says. "We've had no contact for 20 minutes. Move Team Amfortas outside for external monitoring," Donati says. Oh, gonna have to end this soon because my throat is killing me. "Ma'am, that will leave Operation Zone without—" "I'm not worried about one little tick," Donati snaps. "Our target here is one courier. We can deal with her, right?" "Right, ma'am. Move Team Amfortas. Now!" Donati and her people keep moving, but it sounds like she's moving the guards here outside. That's good news. If you can just get a few more hunters out of position, you'll have a clear run to your target. Can I eat them? You keep going as you plan your next move. When you slip around another corner, you reach an improvised server and AV room and come face to face with a Tucson police officer set to guard it. She raises her 9mm. Then a bat hits her in the neck, opens up the carotid, feeds, and keeps moving even as she falls writhing to the ground. Letau. This recording and monitoring equipment is new to the Viper. It's an SI field office. Screens show Jasper Knowles, the black and gold Camaro, and emails from the old 2100 program affiliates, plus live footage of the guards outside. Hi, Letau, by the way. I finish off the dying cop, taking what blood remains in her because I'm dying over here. You grab her bare wrist and drink, pulling on her veins with your mouth until she gasps and dies. There wasn't much left, but you feel refreshed. But you can't stay long. You keep moving before you're surrounded. Yeah. That take away more humanity from me? No, still missing one. Why do I have a Masquerade violation again? It's not my fault the SI are all over the place. Alright. I fade from sight. How bad are my wounds? How injured am I? I'm injured, but I'm at 4 hunger, so I'm not gonna do that. Because I am going to fade from sight to outwit the patrols. That's what I'm gonna do. The end is nigh, Huddy. Hang in there. Okay. Still sad you missed out on the biosphere. Me too, actually. I still think it's kind of a bummer that you're allowed to do this thing without doing all the missions first. That moment was Letau's more of a bro. Is more of a bro and Julian playthrough than doesn't give you shelter, Julian. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Alright, I'm gonna fade from sight. You're barely able to stay ahead of Agent Donati, but you waste her time for at least another hour, keeping out of sight and using both the shadow routes and the main corridors of the Viper. You head for the processing room and discover to your relief that it's unguarded. The hunters stationed there are all either outside or uselessly chasing you through the Viper. The passcode Julian gave you works. When you step inside, the shadows of Jasper Knowles' sorcery instantly envelop you. You're next to or inside a supercomputer, 8 floor-to-ceiling boxes the size of vending machines, each full of computational nodes. There's a single Asus laptop on a folding metal table. You tap it awake and type in the passport. Calculation complete. Output data? You hit Y. Insert external drive. You plug in the USB. Output complete. You perform the safely remove hardware ritual and take the flash drive. Yeah, that's the worst when you don't do that. And then your thingy is erased. All the stuff you put on there is erased. The rooftop Elysium is just outside the processing room, down the hall, right, up the emergency stairs. You fall back as agents march down the hallway, but they don't notice you. In a few seconds, you're clear. The rooftop Elysium looks like a war zone. Cacti are burning, furniture is overthrown and shot full of holes. Quadcopter drones circle overhead, but as you watch, a police sniper picks one out of the sky. It falls burning down into the parking lot. The sorcery that hides the Elysium has started to unravel. You can see streetlights below. Then a crackling gray blur darts between two trees. You blink because you're not sure what you saw. It was like a pixelated glitch. Then you see it again. It collapses. It's Julian, or what's left of him. Oh no! I run to him to see how damaged he is. Yeah, I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna run over to him. I'm in danger from whatever almost destroyed Julian. I stay low and wait to see what happens. You duck behind a tree that isn't on fire. Julian signals for you. He tilts his head and his one good eye fixes on something in the shadows. Agent Donati steps between two burning cacti, her body riddled with bullet holes and slashes, a carom bit sticking out of one huge bicep. She notices the curved blade, yanks it out of her arm, and drops it. Come out, Mr. Sim, she says. She spits blood. Your sire regains his feet and draws another carom bit. Donati checks her flare gun as the cuts on her face knit together. Here are the anarchs, Donati says, her flare gun going from you to Julian. Or do you not like that term? You think of yourselves as revolutionaries, visionaries. You're just parasites, and you're not going to see another moonrise. I edge toward Julian. I don't want to see him getting hurt. Well, more hurt. You've lost, Donati. You're a relic. We're the future, Julian says, and you don't even know it. Donati's only answer is to raise her flare gun and aim it at Julian, smiling through bloody teeth. The weapon bursts into flames, crackling before it fires, showering Donati with sparks. Okay. Yep. Well, this is my only resolve roll, so I fight against my beast's instinctive fear of fire and throw myself onto Donati, beating her down with my bare hands. Let's do it. If we die, we die. You grit your teeth and charge into the shower of sparks, hurling yourself at Donati. She goes down and her weapon fires. The sparkler arcs harmlessly through the air. You wrap your hands around her throat. She fights you, pummels you, rolls over on top of you. The ghoul agent's strength is incredible, greater than that of many vampires you've faced. But she still needs to breathe, and you've dug your fingers into her windpipe. She fights and fights, but in the end, she's just mortal. She dies with a final sickening wheeze. You roll off the corpse. Nice. A quadcopter drone drops low over the burning rooftop Elysium. Julian grabs it and gets the flash drive inside, then waves for you to follow him down the fire escape. We did it, Julian says, but we can't stay in Tucson. Pack everything you can and meet me at the Santa Fe Institute. He's shaking with excitement and fatigue, but he still remembers to embrace you. I just hold him for as long as I dare. It's been a long, terrifying night. You let your hands drift through Julian's black hair, touching the wounds on his face that will take nights to heal. You hear a twin-engine prop plane. It takes you a second to spot the Piper twin Comanche heading east out of the city. It's Leto, Julian says. The beckoning has him. For a moment, you and Julian just watch the Eagle Prince. He finally disappears into the clouds. You disappear into traffic, getting away from the SI as quickly as you can. Okay. Oh, boy. Can anyone in the chat tell me how close we are to the end? Fun gun. I'd love to see this animated, sure. Take that, Miss Trudgebull. Who ghouled a freaking SI agent? I don't know. I'm fairly certain she was ghouled a long time ago, and in the attempt to try and get them, you know, in the misguided attempt to get the SI to work for the Camarilla, and then she just got addicted to Kindred Vitae to keep herself alive. This is the end. Excellent. Let's continue then. Without access to Madrigal real estate, you have to pay off a few city agencies to liquidate your funds, but it's not too expensive. I had a parking garage. And you're able to move out without anyone tracking your movements. So the only question is, now what? Julian has promised you the future, but can you trust him? Because that's not the only future open to you. Whatever you do, you know that you can't just stick to the road forever. The highways are too dangerous now, with the SI active and bridges with the Camarilla burned. You see a few possible futures if you don't want to follow Julian. From what you hear, Seattle is a key city for the Camarilla blood trade. You could head up north, and if you have enough venture capital, try to strike it rich, really establish yourself. But maybe money isn't everything. Excuse me, it absolutely is everything to me. I would rip Julian's head off for a wad of cash. Could you work with hunters to stop more canite depredations? From what you hear, Dallas, Fort Worth is now completely out of control, with open fighting in the streets among different vampire factions. If the SI trusts you enough, you could return there and try to protect humanity from the predators in their midst. But you still feel the alien vitae inside of you. The 2100 formula. You've heard that a scholar of the blood dwells in Denver, someone who could answer a lot of your questions. With the briefcase full of Julian's program research, you should be able to make inroads there. The only difficulty will be finding the scholar and avoiding the hunters who suspect what kind of power you carry in your blood. If you head for Denver, you'll have to hope that you've left the Masquerade intact enough here that you can reach Colorado without any army of hunters following you. Finally, maybe you could just try to live a life. You're dead, of course, but you could try existing as a person, if only for a few years. You've heard that San Francisco is a good place for that sort of thing ever since the old prince left for LA. Yeah, because Prince What's-His-Face took over, right? Maybe you could cultivate your humanity and try to live, instead of simply exist. And like I said, she's going to go with Julian, so we're going to head to Santa Fe. You've headed for San Fran? Seattle, money! That sounds like something we would do, but we're going to head for Julian. 1 month later. You don't recognize any of the other Canites at the symposium located deep beneath Santa Fe, but you recognize the glittering eagerness in their eyes. They have come to see the future, and Julian has convinced them. For the past hour, you've watched videos of unspeakable brutality and horror while Julian has explained his plan. So, Julian says in conclusion, what are the mortals going to believe? What their phones record, or the stories we tell them? He freezes the images again. Police officers beating protesters, children shrieking as they're gassed. Nationalists beating ethnic and religious minorities to death. A tapestry of horror. Everything we know points to the answer, Julian says. Whether we use religion or television or whatever comes next, we control what people believe by telling them who the heroes are. We tell them who deserves a story. We tell them who deserves a point of view. People don't care about facts. They just want to know who to identify with. They can watch a police officer beat a man to death for no reason, and they know what happened. But do they care? No. They only care that 50 years of TV have told them who the hero is. It's the cop, not the guy on the ground. And we're better than this, right? I mean, just a little. Nervous laughter as the video plays. Julian pauses it again. So we can duplicate this. The Masquerade will fall. People will learn the truth. And if we do our jobs right over the next 50 years, they won't care. They'll even love us for it. He restarts the video. The truncheon falls again and again. Okay. I think it means again. It's not going to be that easy, Julian tells you as the other Canaanites file out, lost in quiet discussion. 20 years of preparation, 30 years to transform public perception, and then the real work begins. But I can teach you what to do. He slips his hand into yours. Then we can change the world together, just like we wanted. So where do we start? I'm eager to master the new techniques of my blood. No. I'm gonna say, I know this is better than the Masquerade, Julian, but I don't want to be a truncheon on the skull of the world. We won't be, I promise, Julian says, leaning his forehead against yours. I needed to demonstrate the power of narrative. I might have overdone it. No, we're not going to fight a war, Huddy. We're going to figure out what people want to believe, and we're going to start by talking to them. He slides his fingers through yours. When he lets go, you're holding the keys to your Camaro. We start with a 20-year plan, Julian says. He crosses to a desk with a laptop, opens it up to a map of Mexico and the western United States. It's covered in spiderweb designs, like a rune, that don't quite match the roads. Lines point east toward the beckoning. This must be the data from the USB you grabbed. You have powers in your blood that will take years to unlock, and they're going to require more than simple training. I've prepared a sequence for you. You'll travel, and you'll learn what mortals and Canaanites both need, and frankly, you'll keep us safe. Because eventually, the Camarilla is going to realize that we're not just some anarch gang, that we really can do this, and they'll try to kill us. Fun fact, there is a join the SI ending. I always go lone wolf while I have a wolf, so maybe not completely lone wolf. Makes sense. Oh, God. I don't trust the Camarilla. Where can I spy on them so I prevent them from striking at us? Los Angeles, Julian says, yes, without hesitation. The beckoning has dragged several elders out of the city, but the up-and-comers are ruthless enemies of the anarch movements there. We are technically anarchs. We can head to Santa Monica and make alliances with anyone who's sick of the Ivory Tower. Offer them a better path. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go visit Victor. I'm going to visit the undisputed Baron of the Valley. We, you say? Julian smiles. Do you think I'm going to hide you away here, Huddy? He says. I want to be with you. He steps around the desk to be close to you again. And I'm not old enough yet to lead from a bunker. We'll see the world together, and then we'll change it. You spend the next 2 nights making plans, then you hop into your Camaro. Julian's Hispano Suiza blasts off behind you. You'll meet up again close to dawn and make further plans. You have work to do. You hit the road. End. Okay, we did it! We got to the end, and Julian didn't betray us, and nothing bad happened, sort of. Letow took his plane and flew to the beckoning, and we're gonna change the world, me and Julian. We're just a couple of starry-eyed lovers. Anarchs are just gonna travel the West and, make everything awesome for Canaanites everywhere. That's what a stupid plan. It'll never work, but I wanted to do it, and that was pretty good. I didn't get the chance to get more blood off of him to be like, oh Julian, please make me your blood-bound slave. I really want you. But that was actually really good. That was really, really good. I enjoyed that a lot. Holy crap. Jasper, here we come. Yep. Because this worked out well in True Blood. I know. That's exactly what I was thinking of. That's exactly what True Blood is like. Yay, Vamp Daddy. That was really good. Oh, thank you, Colette Noir. I'm glad you're here. I was a little bummed that I had to replay a whole lot of this. I had to replay 2 missions or something, and then I didn't get to do the 3rd mission because I wanted to see what was up with Riga. But that was really good. Yeah, I missed the Biosphere mission, but I will be doing that private. Like I said, I'll be playing this again. I'm going to play through every single clan and see what's different. It's just like when I played Coteries and Shadows. I go back privately and I just do all the things to try and get all the trophies because I'm weird like that. But this was so fun, and I am sad that it's over. I streamed it every single day since it came out, and I'm sad that it's over. I'm sad. A Vampire the Masquerade ending where you don't get betrayed? That's a first. I know. It feels really good. It feels really great. Are you going to do all the endings? I'm going to do them privately. I'm not going to make videos. I'm sure there are people on YouTube who make videos for all the endings. That's just not my thing. Yeah, this was really good. Oh, God, I had such a good time. I didn't want it to end. It was so much fun. I wanted to get more money and buy more things. But I definitely recommend everyone go out and buy this. I've never played a Choice of Games game before, but I definitely now am very excited for Out for Blood and Parliament of Knives, which are two more Choice of Games, the World of Darkness games that are coming out next year. So I'm very, very, very excited for that. The next time you guys will probably see me live streaming will be when Heart of the Forest comes out, and that's from a different tale. And I've already spoken with them. I'm already getting a copy of the game when that's ready to come out. And then I will be streaming that every single day until it's over, just like I did with Night Road and Shadows and Coteries. So other than that, what's coming to this channel is there will be a new Wraith video tomorrow. There will be a Changeling the Dreaming lore video, my first one, coming out on Friday. On Monday, there will be a Mage the Ascension lore video, and I am working on a new LA by Night video, an in-depth profile of Nellie G, the Blue Baron of Hollywood. So that's also coming soon to the channel. And I have to check with Josh, because I know Josh is really busy. He's doing Stitch of Fate and doing Leech, his new Vampire the Masquerade actual play, which you guys should totally check out. It's on the Table Story YouTube channel and their Twitch channel live. We should be doing another Beckoning. I want to say maybe the middle of October. We should be doing a new Beckoning where we will be discussing Shadows and Night Road, as far as I know. So also look out for that. If you don't know where we do the Beckoning, in this description of this video, or in the comment, I will leave where you can see the Beckoning. You can see them on Primogen's YouTube channel. You can see them on Josh's or Gaming FTL's Twitch channel live. We usually do them on Saturdays or Sundays. So that'll be fun. All that stuff's coming to the channel. I did my best. I really did. Doing a Gangrel playthrough, that sounds really fun. But I am going to end the stream because my voice is killing me. And yeah, thank you guys so much for being a part of this journey with me, driving down the road in Arizona or wherever wherever we went. Arizona, Texas, California. I think we went all over the place. So thank you so very much, guys, and have